Welcome to Mikali's Philosophy, a space where we question, reflect, and rediscover who we are in life.
This channel is about exploring ideas that challenge the status quo, ideas that deconstruct religion, unveil colonial legacies, and celebrate the wisdom of African heritage.
Hi, welcome to today's video. And today's video, I want us to talk about parents. Do you think our parents have disappointed us or failed us in a way? As I said, my YouTube space is about reflecting and rediscovering life. And one of the things that has been constantly on my thoughts nowadays is about parenting and who are parents supposed to be and who our parents were to us. And so it got me thinking. It got me thinking about us as Africans, as Kenyans, and how we are parenting and what parenting is to us. What is our purpose being here? And I remember when I was starting my TikTok journey, one of the questions that I had then is on Black consciousness. Where is the Black consciousness at? In terms of, for us, most of us live day to day a program that is already created. And as we all know, the programs that we are living in right now are curated by the white man or the pink man, as I call them, because they found us living harmoniously and we had our thing going on. They came in, colonized, subjugated us, and changed our whole social constructs. Our social constructs were changed to a point where we've lost our identity. And yesterday I was having like a crisis moment where I was feeling so detached from my ancestors and I was feeling so sad that why did this happen? Why does this have to be part of my human experience where people came and destroyed our life and we have to pretend that that didn't happen? In our African tradition, we had very strong, culture, traditions, and our way of life. And we are totally detached from that. And we have adopted the social constructs of the white people because the system that we are operating in is a white man's system. And these are the things that I'm afraid that we never go back and reflect upon. And so sometimes I feel like, are our parents to be blamed for? Are our parents to be blamed for not even trying to connect us to our African heritage? Because I'll use my own experience. I grew up, I was taken to boarding school at class 5. I was thrown to the system. I went to boarding school in primary school. Then I proceeded to go to secondary school, a boarding school, and then went to uni, a boarding school, and after that, I started working. At no point was I connected to my African heritage, my Kamba community. I was never taught, even like right now, I struggle with speaking Kikamba, and somehow my cousins feel like that is funny. I was fucking taken to school at class 5 in a boarding school. Where was I supposed to be learning Kikamba? Other than the Kikamba I picked up on the way. Sometimes I usually just feel my cousins tire me and my relatives tire me. They feel like they keep on telling me that I've not learned Kikamba. Where was I supposed to learn Kikamba? I was taken to school and at class 5, at my formative years, and I was thrown into the system And I've been in boarding school and studying and studying and studying till now, you know. So I feel like some of you need to get some empathy in you. I mean, and you ask me why I don't like hanging out around you guys, because you fucking suck. You fucking suck. And I just always want to be in my. And the thing is, when I was taken to boarding school, I detached from my family because I came to realize that I can do things by myself. As a young child, you're taken to the wolves and you learn how to survive by yourself. Then it comes to a point where you really don't need anyone around you. And that's why for me, like, I cut off people very easily. I never have any attachments to anyone. Work, people, money. I don't have any attachments. I've detached so much that the present moment is the only thing that matters. Anyway, back to my main topic. Our parents. Did our parents fail us in a way? Or, like for me, I usually, there are always two sides to the coin. One, did our parents fail us? Or were our parents in survival mode? And these are the things that we need to revisit, because when colonization happened, and soon after we got our independence, the country had to start running. And our parents had to come to Nairobi and they were attached to, these schools, and they started employment and they started figuring this whole system out. And sometimes I give my parents grace because there's a lot of pain that came with colonization. And I think most of us never go back and just realize how much damaging colonization was to us as a people. And so, yeah, I give my parents so much grace on that. But again, I'm like, at what point were they supposed to connect us to our heritage? Or didn't it matter for them to actually try and connect us to our heritage? And for those people who their parents connected them to their heritage, I don't know, I'm getting emotional about this. It's early in the morning. It's early in the morning to be emotional. But it gets to me. It gets to me. Most of the time, it gets to me. Where I wonder, what is the role of my parents in all this? And as a parent right now, what is your role as a parent in a child's life? Because I feel like most of African parents are not intentional parents. Yes, I said it. Most African parents are not intentional. What do I mean by intentional? As a parent, what have you left for your child? What have you really left for your child? What skills have you shared with your child? What knowledge have you shared with your child? And that's where I feel like this thing gets to me. Is because we've left a system, a foreign system, to guide our children. And we wonder why Gen Z is crazy and why Gen Z is revolting. Basically, for me, my thoughts are Gen Z are just like a reflection of our parenting. And yeah, You have to eat the fruits of your labor. And like African parents usually want us to be so soft with them when addressing them. I'm sorry, we are no longer going to do that. You messed a whole generation and you continue messing us, and you keep on blaming the devil. The devil is not here and is not present. You are the devils. Most of us don't want to talk to our parents. And the reason why we don't talk to our parents is because, one, anytime we try and bring up some of these issues that are bothering us, it's like, for me, I tried talking to my dad one time, like how boarding school affected me as a person. And all he had to say is that boarding school is the reason why I have achieved success. What sort of success is that? Under whose metrics can we go back and say that I've achieved success? Is buying land, cars, the success that our parents really want for us? Yeah. I like, that's where I'm at. Like, sometimes I usually question, how would I have turned out if I had intentional parents? And this is not just to bash our parents. Yes, it's bashing them because they did something wrong. I understand it was colonization happened and it fucked our whole system, our whole humanity. And I feel like as a generation, I know Gen Z, Gen Alpha, Gen, Beta are going to work on reconnecting us to our African heritage. Yeah, people think that Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and Gen Beta will not. I have the strongest feeling that those are our strongest soldiers, and they are going to actually rectify the wrongs that our boomer parents did. I bet on 1,000. Like, most of the people are like thinking Gen Z is a lost generation. But for me, the hope that I have with these generations that are coming is immense. Because they are going to be addressing things head on. As millennials, we were taught to be nice, cordial. But their millennials are fucked up. We are fucked up. And for me, I'm trying to unfuck myself. Millennials, we are fucked up. We were given a system like, you go to school, after school, you do your master's, your PhD, and you'll be happy. And then after all that, you're like, where's the happiness? Where is the happiness that we were promised? Like, you have a high achieving career. Where is the happiness after that? There isn't happiness after that. Get married, get children. Like, for millennials, we followed the script to the T. But the most people who have anxiety are millennials, and that's why we're always in constant competition. Like, who? Me, I'm trying to be a free person. I usually say I'm a Gen Z in spirit. For sure, since I was born, I was just revolutionary. In Form 2, when people are talking about, and I don't know, crazy, me, I'm like, we have to shed blood for revolution to happen. In Form 2, I was talking about revolutions. I always knew, like, I'm a different breed. I always knew I'm different. And that's why even friendship sometimes is hard for me, because most of the friends don't understand me, or they try, or even like friendship, even relations with my cousins, I've had to understand that I have to do this alone at some point, because I don't care who fucking understands me, who doesn't fucking understand me. I am living my life. I'm living my life to the fullest, to the happiest I can be, and to my heart's desires, But back to our parents. I don't know why I keep on detracting, but it's just, let's go with the vibe. our parents have failed. And you as a parent right now, look at the areas you're failing. First of all, you're failing your children by not being self-aware. You not being self-aware, you not understanding the systems and the structures that control us as human beings is another thing. But I feel like right now, the biggest outcry, even from our ancestors, is that we need to go back to our African heritage or we are going to lose it completely. If we, like for me, there's a big calling to learn my ancestry because I know that I need to pass it down to someone, because I feel like the way we are going, our children, we tell them like speaking perfect English is the way to achieve things. We've totally lost it. And for us, we need to find our way back to our heritage. Small ways, even if just find out what your grandparents used to do. Research about your tribe, research about your culture, and pass it down to your children. I know most of us are third cultured children, because first of all, like for me, I went to boarding school where I was with so many other kids from different areas from the world, and then I grew up in Nairobi. I know Kitaita, I know Kikuyu, I know Kijaluo. Like, we are third culture children because we've interacted with so many tribes, and even our Kiswahili or our languages or lugha ya mtaa, you find ourselves sometimes we speak in Kikuyu and we even don't know we are speaking in Kikuyu because we've adapted those languages to be like a common language. Or we are speaking in Kijaluo and Maduong. We know what Maduong is. It's because we are third, and I love that about us. And I love that about myself. Like, I know Kitaita, I know Kikuyu. Like, for me, Kikuyu is like my I would say my third language, because I hear Kikuyu perfectly. And there's sometimes I used to talk in Kikuyu, but that faded. But my mom used to talk in Kikuyu fluently. And that's why I love my mom. My mom is the reason why I wake up every day. My mom is my reason why. Like, the love that fuels this engine is my mom. My mom is like the most. Every time I think about my mother, I cry, because I don't think there would be meaning in life if I didn't have the love that my mom gave me as a child and continues pouring to me. But yeah, those were my thoughts on parenting. Look at what my final thoughts as I close on this video is: be an intentional parent. Parenting is not just about provision. Provision plays a big aspect. But also, I want us to reflect what our role as a parent is. What skills are we passing down? The more you pass down the skills, the more it becomes finer. Like, for me, I feel like if we never left our African heritage and the practices that we had, even right now, it would be stronger. But now we are trying to reconnect to those skills. I went to Masi, where my mom comes from, and I was asking, because we were known about the wood. We were good in wood carvings. And I was talking to somebody who's currently doing wood carvings, and you see the practice has died down. It has gone down, and that is what saddens me all the time. My grandmother used to shona, like chondos, very nice chondos. But who did she leave that to? Or that has just gone away? I feel like as parents, we need to be very active in passing down skills. And that's a way of raising our Black consciousness as a people. Because once we pass down, when we pass down that knowledge base, it becomes better and better and better. And even I was looking at I usually like researching a lot, and I was looking at the person who was part of the people who at Sun who launched www World Wide Web, yeah? And you can tell that this is something that was in their family. Their father passed down something to him, and that's why we are connected in this World Wide Web, because of skills that were passed down from one generation to another. But for us, we are not passing down anything. We're not passing down anything. And you might think, or taking your child to school is everything. No, 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 Auntie. It's not. It's not. We need to be very intentional with what we are putting to our next generation. School is good, but let me tell you, if we're not connected to our heritage, we'll continue having all these mental issues. We'll continue having all these mental issues, and it's time for us to really connect with our heritage. I'm actively looking at how I can reconnect with my heritage. It's not an easy journey. You feel confused. You feel like, is it worth it? Do I just, like being awakened is like the hardest thing ever. You can't live normal. You cannot live normal at all, because your mind is open to seeing everything, and you have to live your life intentionally. Just look at what skills, at the end of this video, I just want, what skills are you passing down to your child or your generation? I want us to be intentional in parenting, and also going back to our African heritage. Let's go back to our African heritage. That's it. See you in the next video. Bye bye.